Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Tea, Treat and Travel with Moo. I've got to make a confession. I don't have tea today. I've actually got, can't even see it, lemonade with ice. It is rather warm, isn't it? And if you can hear the hissing noise, that's the fan. And I have a nice big cookie for later. Oops. I nearly fell off the table then. Hello, everyone. My name is Mahmouda, and most people call me Moo. I'm the founder of Moo's Jewels on the Beach, and I help people travel more, travel better, travel for less, and connect with a positive community so they can enjoy life now, not someday, while creating meaningful memories with people they love. Thank you for joining me today on another episode of Tea, Treat and Travel with Me. So today I'd like to share about the wonderful weekend I've had at Woe Manifest. There's actually a conversation about whether it's Woe Manifest or Woman I Fest. It's definitely Woe Manifest. Those woman and manifest all in one word. Woe Manifest. Right. To begin with, I booked a spa hotel, obviously, from Friday to Monday through my travel membership, and I saved £30 compared to the usual online booking sites. You know the ones I mean. Now that saving meant I could treat myself to a full body massage on Monday before the 2-hour drive home. That was much needed. And I also made full use of the spa facilities, and that was exactly my cup of tea. I don't do glamping, camping. I do spa hotels. So now, Woe Manifest. What can I say? I met some amazing ladies. Some I've met previously at Woe Manifest weekends, and I've known for a few years. Some I already knew online, but have never physically met. And others I had the pleasure of meeting for the very first time. So one of the highlights of the weekend was when my wonderful friend Becky and her husband Lawrence surprised me, hang on a minute, with two beautiful 3D versions of my logo. That's one. There's two. Can you see them? They're beautiful. And they each have a stand. Obviously, it's not going to stand very well while I'm holding it like this. Ooh, like that. So I had them on my table. And that a small act of kindness nearly brought me to tears. Lawrence was like, no, I don't want to make you cry. You can't cry. I'm like, no, I can't cry because my makeup will run. But that was a very touching gift. Another huge milestone for me was giving my very first in-person talk. So obviously I do these lives every week and I do Facebook lives, but I have my notes and I can read my notes. I decided for my actually in-person talk that I would only have my cue cards. I had written a speech and I thought, I'm not memorizing this. This is my story. I do not need to memorize it. I'll just have keywords so I can stay on track. Because I felt like if I read it and memorized it, it would be not very, I can't think of what the word is now, not very me. It'd just be reading like a robot, So I didn't really want to do that. But I was so nervous. I think all day I didn't think about it. And then 3:00 came and I was pacing round and round. And Lawrence actually said, did I want some water? Because I was a bit flushed. I'm like, no, I'm just a bit nervous. My talk was at 4:30 that day. Good job I actually mentioned that because Becky thought I was on Sunday at 4:30. my friend and business partner, Paula, who I'm always grateful to for showing me this club, for always being there to support me, for always being there to tell me that I'm doing well. So thank you, Paula. In 2020, when I was supposed to have done this talk for the very first time, she had to step in and she delivered the talk. I was sat in the audience and I was actually crying my heart out. It was because it was such a personal story to me, and I couldn't stop crying. But this time I did it. I didn't cry until the end. When we were talking, well, not we, when I was talking to the audience and we were having an interaction, and they were telling me their stories, that's when I started to tear up a little bit. But having Becky and Paula sitting there supporting me also gave me more confidence. And afterwards, Becky told me that even though she'd known me for quite a few years now, she had never heard my full story and was deeply touched by it. Melissa was there professionally filming the event. And afterwards, she came over and gave me a big hug and told me how well I'd done. And that was really nice, because obviously she was there in a capacity to video the talk. It might have not been a talk that she would have gone to listen to. So for her to come over, and I had made eye contact with her, and she was smiling and nodding her head at me, saying, "Yes, you're doing well." So that was nice. But yeah, to do my very first in-person talk was huge. Sunday, I was like, "Oh my God, I've done it." The nerves had gone. I was calm. To say I was nervous was really an understatement, but I did it. And then on Sunday, I just felt like myself, and I just could carry on doing what I was doing, dancing even when there was no music. I think Melanie's daughter, so Melanie's store was opposite me, and her daughters were having a giggle at me laughing. I said, "Yeah, I'm just a mum who likes to embarrass kids." But they were like, "Nah, carry on." But there were so many talented people exhibiting over the weekend. Said Melanie was there with handmade soaps, and I do believe she did a workshop making some soap, and I missed it. There was so much going on, you know, on the hour, every hour there was just different things in different tents, and I was manning a stall with my friend. So I didn't really have time to experience it. What I needed to do was have a look at the timetable and actually mark out the things I wanted to do, and then say to Charlotte, "Right, I want to do this. What do you want to do?" And take it in turns. But both of us hadn't thought about it this year, really. Somebody I'd really, really like to mention is Jane Lloyd. Right, she had the stall sort of really opposite me on that side, and she had hats and bags and things that she had hand etched on, freestyles etching. She doesn't draw on it. She just does it freestyle. It was just amazing. But I watched her create some beautiful hats there and then. So people came in and saying, "Oh, we want it like this, we want that." And she just did it. And she goes, "Yeah, come back in half an hour or however long. Come back and I'll have it ready for you." And yes, I did buy a hat. That's a surprise. It's a beautiful hat as well. But it was just mesmerizing watching it. I did video her doing one hat, but I was told I wasn't allowed to video her doing my hat because that was too much pressure. But it looks beautiful. And this logo is obviously on it. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, everyone there, including the couple of gentlemen that were there, usually manning stalls. There was slushy vans and food stalls that they were manning. Lawrence helping Becky with her stall, Daisy Amore, and she makes some beautiful items. Actually, for all you ladies out there that I'm mentioning, if you'd like to tag yourself afterwards, please feel free. Everyone there, so including the gentleman there attending, created such a warm, positive, encouraging atmosphere. I think it was Tina, and I can't think what her stall's called. She was right behind me. Can't think the name of her stall, but she had a flat tire, and she put it in the group chat. Oh, does anyone know? And Becky said Lawrence, but they didn't know who each other was because they had their business names. So luckily, I was able to say, "Oh, this is Lawrence who you want to talk to." So Lawrence went and helped Tina sort of tire out. It was just very family orientated, very community orientated rather, and everybody was there to help everybody else. I really, really need to do this. I'd like to say a special thank you to Lisa, Sarah, and Tracy for organising such an amazing, incredible, fantastic event again. It's so clear how much work and love they put into it, and they must be absolutely shattered. But guess what? They're back at it, arranging to do the next one. They're already starting the planning. So, and they did um, oh, at the beginning of the event, they did a little sing song, and I can't think what that's called. When the people come all in from different places and join in, it's gone from my head as well. I'm getting old. I'm still very tired. So, guess what? I am already booked in for next year. And if you ever thought about attending, I would wholeheartedly encourage you to go. And I'll probably have some tickets to gift you. But immerse yourself in the whole atmosphere, meet some wonderful people, be inspired. Honestly, you will not, 100%, you will not regret it. It's such an amazing, amazing event. I went to the very first one in 2020, which was run by Jodie and Roxy. Last year I went, and Lisa, Sarah, and Tracy had just taken over from Jodie at that point. So this year was the first time that they have solely done it on their own without Jodie's help. So Jodie was there. I didn't actually see Jodie, but she was there as well. She did um, the neon disco, I presume. She did, because last year she did the silent disco, so I'm presuming she did the disco, but we didn't stay that late. We were absolutely shattered. It was very hot in the tent. But anyway, as you can tell, I'm still buzzing. So 2 weekends in a row. I've had Barcelona last weekend, and then not last weekend before, and then last weekend I had Rome Manifest. And I've been busy in between getting ready. Next weekend, I've got my usual Saturday stall at Newmarket, and I've also got the monthly wellness event that I do at Stanton under Barden. So again, it's going to be another busy weekend. Very, very tiring. Anyway, last but not least, certainly not least, I want to say a big thank you to Charlotte for always standing by my side at every event I do. Charlotte and I have been friends since we were 10 years old. So her friendship and support means a lot to me. So thank you again, Charlotte. As you can tell, life certainly has been busy, exciting, full of opportunities. I might sleep one day. Who knows? But thank you so much for spending your evening with me. Until next time, life is short, travel brings healing, and I'm grateful for the journey. I will see you at the same time next week for another tea, treat, and travel with me. Bye for now.